Salaam alaikum, Salaam readers. Today we have a very special guest with us today, Dr. Burcin Mutlu Pakdil. Hi, hello.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself to Salaam readers? Who is Burcin Mutlu Pakdil?
So I am an astrophysicist. I am originally from Turkey, and basically what I do is I use telescopes, big telescopes, to reach the faintest stars, and study galaxies and try to understand our location and position in the universe.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
I am sure that many of our friends and Salaam readers haven't heard of this science branch before. What is astrophysics? What do astrophysicists do?
So astrophysics, basically a science that studies objects in space and try to understand their mechanisms that make them possible. And I am also an observer, so I use telescopes to do this science. And basically, what we are trying to do, like I observe like objects in space and like studying those in detail and trying to understand their nature and try to understand in physics the nature, the rules of the nature. Yeah, that's the main goal, we can say. The main goal is to understand how the universe happened to be the way it is today.
Definitely. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Can you tell us, how did you find a new galaxy and how did you know it was a new one among the millions?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great question. And that happened during my PhD work. And our goal was not trying to find a new object or try to find a new galaxy type, but it was more like we were surveying and like nearby galaxies. And while we were doing this, we like targeted our telescopes to 4-meter telescope to one specific target. While we are observing that target, in the background, we just noticed this unique object on the background. So that was a shock and surprise for us. And it didn't happen immediately. Like it seemed weird. It didn't look like any other objects that we commonly observe. So we just note this down, but didn't study well until I came along and I said, okay, we should look into detail, like what is this really? And I immediately, when you start studying something, you first look the archives and the previous observations, like what kind of information is available for this weird looking object. And then I realized in this galaxy was recorded before, like it was identified, but it was just identified as a galaxy, nothing special about it, because the previous observations were like so poor quality. They didn't reveal any like mysterious, unique qualities of this peculiar object. So the importance of our work is it has a better quality in data, and this made it possible to study this galaxy in detail, and that revealed that this galaxy actually is like there are several different types of galaxies, and this galaxy is unique because it's like a ball of stars. Like this, and then surrounding there's a like blue stars formed like a ring structure. And this is like, okay, we kind of see ring structures around galaxies all the time, but the uniqueness of this galaxy was it is super symmetric, and it is hard to explain this kind of symmetry in this kind, like these ring structures. And a similar example was known as Higgs object. And although there are several searches had been done to find similar objects like that, none of them really find any like equally similar systems like Higgs object. But ours is very similar, and so it looked like exactly like Higgs object. So we immediately said, maybe we've discovered the second Higgs object. That was the like excitement in our like first finding this object. But then when I studied this object in detail, it turned out to be not only one ring, it has another ring hiding in the main body of
Wow.
these ball of stars. There's another like hiding very faint second ring, and there's no mechanism that can explain the existence of this such weird ring in a galaxy.
Yeah.
So that made it very special, instead of like, because constantly we are surveying sky and mapping the sky in detail, and constantly we are finding more and more galaxies. But the discovery of this galaxy is unique because it is like extremely rare galaxy, and we don't know or cannot explain its existence with the current theories. That is the reason why it made it so unique and popular, I guess.
Definitely. It's like a 1 in a million discovery.
Yeah, it's really exciting discovery that we are still like finding an object like this doesn't give us like lots of answers. It actually brings us lots of questions generally. So finding with this discovery, we now have more questions to answer. Yeah.
I like that it brings a lot more curiosity.
Yeah, exactly. And science is like that, you know, like constantly you are trying to solve one problem and it brings more questions, and you are like constantly in a quest to understand the nature. It's amazing. I love it a lot.
Definitely. That's seriously amazing, and I'm sure Salaam readers will find that very interesting as well. How did you feel when it was given your name?
So actually, I should clarify that it is commonly referred to as Burcin's galaxy in like popular culture. Like when we announce this within catalog numbers. So generally, when you study an object in astronomy, we assign certain numbers based on their location and coordinates. And so it is actually PGC 100714. The name is like that. When we announce this into like press, nobody liked that catalog number, so they started calling it Burcin's galaxy, and it stick to it. Like it, that's how it happened. And of course, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
There's an object that with my name attached to it, so I am super happy about it. But my excitement doesn't come from it. It shares like, or it is known with my name, but it brings us new knowledge and new questions in science, and it excites me a lot. So yeah, that's my main excitement about
that must feel so cool, like having your name attached to such a rare discovery.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
How did you get to where you are academically wise, career wise?
So it didn't happen easy. So I am originally from Turkey. And at the time when I wanted to study physics since middle school, because there was an assignment, and that assignment was asking me to write an essay about like an ideal person. And I was thinking, who should it be? And I said to myself, I want to be the cleverest person in the world. So I asked my sister and said, like, who is the cleverest person in the world? And she said, I don't know, maybe Einstein, just check it out. And I start to read about his life. But what amazed me, not his life, but the science that he made. And I started reading more about this, like science journals, and I just fall in love with the space, and I just wanted to do something about it in my future. And I decided to study physics in my college degree. And in Turkey, unfortunately, we don't have much astronomy education opportunities. So after that, I come to United States to get more education about it. But during that time, there was a hijab ban in Turkey, so it made it. And that at that time, I decided to use hijab That was the time that I decided. And it made it very complicated to leave my own identity and trying to get the education properly. So I said, like, to be able to reach my own potential, I need to be myself, my own identity. So any readers here, I want to highlight that, like, you don't need to give up your identity to follow your dreams. You should try, like, you really need to work out your way to live both your dreams and both your identity. And I came to United States, and I finally find an advisor that, like, showed me the way how to do research, and we did great studies together with him. And so I did my PhD in Minnesota, so coldest place. And then, yeah, it is really super cold. I remember, oh my God. Anyway, that's for another interview. I first started with studying black holes, but at the same time, I also started to investigate the relationship between black holes, massive black holes, and the galaxies. And I start to study more galaxies right now. And my goal right now is, I finished my PhD in 2017. And now I am in University of Arizona doing research, postdoctoral research. And actually in a week, I will move to Chicago. At the University of Chicago, I will do research. And my goal will be to find the smallest and faintest galaxies in the universe. So it will be so much fun. It is super challenging, but it probably will give us very important clues about the galaxy formation and evolution. So I am super excited about it.
We believe that you can accomplish that. Most definitely. Women in STEM is still progressing, as there are more men in that field generally. Do you recommend girls to study in that field?
Yeah, for sure. I think and it is not only actually science, it is like there are many male dominated fields, and this is all about society, and it's not all certain countries, it is everywhere. It is, and we need to change this thing. And we to do that, we need to stick to each other. We really need to reach out to other people in that field, and reach out to and form a supportive network to us, because it is emotionally really exhausting to fight with systematic sexism, and it's really you experience certain things that you shouldn't. And to be able to change and properly fix that societal issue, we need more bright women in this science. And I believe, because especially in astronomy, it is for every science and every other fields also. But in universe, we have very big questions, and universe is huge, and we need all perspectives and all backgrounds to really solve these biggest questions. And I feel like if we can support women in science, and if we stick to each other and support each other, empower each other, then we will be able to reach the places that will not be possible otherwise.
Definitely. And that kind of reminds me of the phrase empowered woman, empower women.
Yeah, definitely. But it is not it is not only our duty. It's also the men should also take their own responsibilities and try to fight against the systematic sexism in every field. We need allies. And we need support from anyone, actually.
For sure. It's a group work.
Yeah, it is not an individual work, it is not one gender work, because definitely we need more support from everyone. And I am optimistic, and I believe that women are right now more aware of their rights, and they are more willing to follow their dreams. And I believe men also understanding these systematic problems, and they are willing to help and be allies, strong allies for this fight. So I am hopeful. So we can do it.
Yes, yes, hopefully, inshallah.
Yeah.
Did you face any hardships personally as a Muslim woman who is a scientist, and how did you deal with it?
So my problem was from the beginning, actually. When I first go to the college in Turkey, my family is didn't dropped they dropped out from fifth grade. So they didn't had a higher education, so they didn't know much about the like education system and other stuff, and I didn't know much about the college life. And first day we had a like orientation, and that orientation a faculty member reached come to me and said, you are women, you are coming from Istanbul, so the my hometown is Istanbul, but the university that I went is in Ankara. It's like a 6-hour drive uh, from Istanbul. So he basically said, and Istanbul is a gorgeous place with lots of sea and scenic view, but Ankara isn't. So he basically questioned my choice, like, why did you left your like hometown, come to physics, and you are women, like, why are you crazy? And you know, like, you don't know what to expect in your first day, and this is not a welcoming environment. And I that really made me angry, but at the same time I just ignore, you know, like, that's my choice, this is my dream, I want to do it. I think my coping mechanism is just ignore those like discouraging voice and just focusing on the ones that motivate me.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the time there was a ban, like hijab ban, it made it very difficult for me to do my best. And coming America made it, of course, cultural shock you are experiencing. But even with all these different difficulties, I find it very important to live your true self. Like this is like this, our lives is really short. It is so short, too short for living someone else's dreams or someone else's decisions. We really need to stick, like, even maybe we will disappoint, okay, it may not work out, but at least this is your choice, and you are like, you made this decision and you will take that responsibility. It's okay. But if you follow and reach that point, it's amazingly satisfying. Yeah, there are several, like, as a women in science, not Muslim, but women in science generally, you're when you put out a scientific result, you are questioned because you are women, and similar results when they come from a man, they are like accepted easily, but you are questioned more. This kind of things, it's really annoying, but I as I said, I am super positive about, like, we will change this. New generation is really strong, and I am hoping that the things will not be the same.
Yes, inshallah. I really like that mentality, and I feel like we could definitely use that, ignoring the discouraging voices and just focusing on your dreams. And
but also I want to highlight that, like, it is challenging. I think it is for not only academia, it's all fields when, while systematic problems exist. Not leaving yourself alone is very crucial. Like, you need to reach out to the people who can support you, because most of the things, when you experience it, you think that this is because of you. You made a mistake and you are experiencing as like problems, but it is actually a systematic problem. And it is not because of you, it is because of your identity. Some problematic is happening. So it is not, right now in America we are seeing that, like, Black Lives Matter movement, it is very similar. Like, it is not because the black woman or black man is not making mistakes, but they are literally targeted for certain reasons.
Yeah.
So instead of like taking those kind of problems personal, uh, ignoring those or addressing those in a proper systematic, like you can report those kind of incidents, but finding a group that supports you, understand you, and like empowers you is really important. So my biggest suggestion is like reach out to the people who can support you and understand you and be mentor to you.
Definitely, yeah. Can you share one of your unforgettable memories with us?
So I think one memory will be, okay, when we think about space, like dark sky, especially if you are living in a like big city, we are not seeing dark sky, we are not seeing like shining stars. The first time when I went to Chile for an observing ground, it was amazing. There are several, it's an observatory there, it's a huge observatory, and there are certain regulations that keeps it dark. And it is away from the like city lights and everything. And over there, after like sunset, you will see, it's amazing, the night sky. I cannot imagine, like I cannot describe my feelings. The night sky and the shiny stars out like on sky, it was amazing. So it was my like I studied as galaxies, but like we are taking data and start looking on those from the screen, but literally going and observing sight and seeing stars is an incredible experience. So if anyone has a mean to do it, go to the like mountaintops and away from the still lights and try to just look up the sky. You don't need a telescope, like just enjoy the stars shining. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful there.
Yeah.
What did you dream to be as a child, and did you have a role model or inspiration?
So the only dream that I had was that I want to study space. That was it. It wasn't like I want to be astronaut or something like that. It wasn't that. I just want to be able to read, like wanted to get that knowledge, and I wanted to do it my whole, like this is like a hobby to me as a job. I just wanted to do it. And so I am living this dream, so I am grateful for it. And my role model at the time, as I said, like my sister gave me those like science journals, and I started to read about science books in Turkey, and most of them were like white male figures that made discoveries. But then I realized actually there are amazing women scientists out there, but unfortunately media doesn't cover their stories, so we are not hearing their great accomplishments.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, because of that, I didn't have like certain role model just looks like me, but I had these I seen this possibility that humans can change the notions, can really challenge the understanding and rules, can really understand the rule of nature. And this really amazed me. So instead of like a certain person, I think collectively a scientist view made me like want to be them. And yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah, definitely. Also, like we have scientists whose discoveries have been, like the credit has been given to other scientists, like the woman who found DNA.
Yeah. And
And
similar things happen a lot. Like, for example, dark matter first proposed by Vera Rubin, but she didn't got a like Nobel Prize. So like this, unfortunately there's a systematic problems all around, and we should be like I think conscious about this kind of issues. Like it is not the certain gender or certain race or certain groups are not succeeding in certain feels, it is because we are not hearing them and we are not supporting them.
Yeah, we definitely need to give them credit more.
Yeah.
I agree on that. Lastly, what would you like to recommend to Salaam readers? Any words of advice?
I just want you to be yourself, follow your own dreams, and fight for it. Don't give up easily, but be aware the problems in society, and with your help, we can fix those problems. So just let's discover more stuff in universe, in Earth, in everywhere.
Yeah,
Something to do.
inshallah. I believe in this generation.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I definitely believe, and I am hopeful. We are strong. We are really strong, and together we can change a lot.
Yes, inshallah. Thank you so much for spending time with us, for sparing time with us. We really appreciate it. And we learned a lot about you and your career. And I'm sure that Salaam readers are going to find it very interesting. I for sure did.
Thank
So thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.